Have you ever wondered how carbon fiber guitars are really made? Guitars made of carbon fiber, or just generally materials alternative to wood, have been becoming a bigger thing in the scene in the past couple of years. And one of my favorite examples of this is the brand Roof Guitars from Poland. The brand first came to my attention at NAMM 2023, and since then, they've had a presence at pretty much every other trade show that I've also attended. And so I thought, given the fact that Poland is famously not very far from Germany, which is where I live, as well as the fact that I've made plenty of factory and workshop tours in the past, whether it be for companies or for independent builders. In the past, I've been to Berlin for MGH guitars, Switzerland for Hufschmied guitars, and the Czech Republic for Aviator. I would make the 12-hour drive out to Warsaw, Poland, and take you on a slightly exclusive tour behind the scenes of how these guitars are really made. Because, slight spoiler, it's a bit more intricate and complicated than having a block of wood, throwing it in a CNC, doing some sanding, and then finishing it. So I hope you enjoy this tour, and at the end of it, feel free to hit the comments and tell me what you think of carbon fiber instruments. I'm sure there will be no mixed opinions on that at all. I'm gonna get in the car now. At long last, I've arrived at Roof Guitars HQ. Proof is the sign that's mirroring the studio lights right now. But this is their lovely little showroom area, which could be a little echoey because it's a mostly empty room with a nicely decorated wall. But I'm finally here, and that means it is now time for a factory tour. It's not just going to be a factory tour, I'm also going to be demoing a few of the guitars with kind of mediocre audio because it's just a big amp and I didn't bring any actual decent microphones to mic it up. We're also going to be sitting down with the owner a little bit, and all that stuff is going to be spread throughout this video. So watch till the end, it's a good video, I promise. I know that for a fact already because this intro is actually being recorded after everything else.
Right. So, the very first thing I'd like to talk about is making a mold. What you see here is front part of a Euler, our newest shape, and this is how we do all the guitars here. At first has to be prototyped, so we use mahogany for the prototypes. We make them out of wood for a particular reason, because we can assemble it as a regular guitar. And then when it's all done, we can see if we like the surfaces on the entire instrument. And from that point, we can proceed to create a mold. We have to split the front and the back apart and create a separate mold for the front and the back, which is pretty obvious, right? You can see the back panel in the back here. So this is a positive mold, and the positive mold itself suits us once for creating the negative mold out of the carbon fiber, which is gonna be exact same materials we're gonna use for creating the guitars, but in different amount of layers. And we can go to see how we do that. In the meantime, I can show you how the mold, the negative mold, looks like. This is finished mold for a 6-string Schrödinger shape. This is a front piece. What you can see is basically the carbon fiber instrument. Like it's the exact same materials we use for creating a guitar itself, but with this slight difference that this one is waxed, so we can split them apart after being laminated. We have a set of 2 molds, front and back, for every single shape we could produce. So it's right now Schrödinger 6-string, Schrödinger 7-string, Vinci 6-string, Vinci 7-string, Euler, and right now we are creating some new molds, but you're gonna probably see it in the upcoming future.
Do we look good?
We look fantastic.
Hello, my name is Rafał and I'm founder of Roof Guitars.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask you a couple of questions just about the brand. We've just taken a walkthrough of the workshop. You started in early 2021, I think, right?
Yes, we started in early 21 doing a lot of R&D on how to build a proper carbon fiber guitar. In the beginning we started with glass fiber laminates, but recently we use only carbon fiber and some additions like the, I don't know, cloth tops or wood veneers just for decoration.
There's not an interrogation. Where did all the money come from? Right? Because you came onto the market in 21, that was 4 years ago, pretty much exactly now, because it was like March.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Suddenly you have this giant presence at every trade show, right? Like the NAMM booths are always huge. I've made a video about what NAMM booths cost. If you've seen that, and you've seen the roof booth, you know what kind of money went into that.
All right, so starting from the very beginning, I was, and I still am, a professor at Warsaw University of Technology at the Faculty of Aerospace Engineering, hence the technology. And
I didn't know that.
yeah, I mean, I'm a professor. I teach students how to build planes, and I run classes for aerospace and power engineering students.
You can tell the pattern now. I should have known you're an aerospace engineer because you're calling them fucking Schrodinger and Hawking and all that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the story. That's the story behind it. So,
have you made a Schrodinger with cats on it?
not yet. Not
Really,
yet.
you should.
But we made the Schrodinger with the Schrodinger equation on it. Since I was a kid, I loved the guitars, and I love, doing stuff with them, not so much playing. Let's use aerospace technology and apply it into the guitars. Money-wise, I mean, besides being professor, I am running a R&D consulting company. So I saved a little bit of money. Also, I was supported with European funds for innovations.
Okay.
So the combination of my savings and the European support for innovations helped us build what you can see right now.
Okay. So was there any investors? Because I see that sign that says we're looking for investors.
We presented it at NAM 2 years ago, and we've got one seed investor who helped us. The program was called Bridge Alpha. We've got some investors already on board, and we are still currently looking for investors just to speed up the process of marketing and R&D.
If you've got cash, you know what to do.
Exactly.
Wow, this is like a crime scene.
Oh yeah, like this is Dexter's scenario. So
That's good news for me. Great.
we're gonna see where it leads us. When we laminate the mold, we use a process we call infusion, which is mainly used in automotive industry for creating car parts and stuff. So we laminate the mold starting from the top. Top in this particular case means the bottom of the mold. So it's gonna be the outer layer. We can go in 4 different directions when laminating the outer shell. Every single layer that we do after the first layer is always the same. It's just a matter of the front layer that we're gonna use that can be different just to achieve some aesthetic. Number 1 is basically a carbon fiber twill. We use this kind, and this is the most common one in our production. From that, we can also create a forged carbon, because as you can see, we always try to leave as little overcut as possible, but it's not really on us because it's dependent on the shape of the instrument. So from that overcut, we can create something like this. We call it a forged carbon, which is basically a carbon fiber that we cut into small pieces. This can also be an outer shell of the guitar. We have some instruments on our Instagram account that have been created with that. This gives you like a different approach to carbon fiber. The basic rule is that everything you can soak through can be a part of your guitar. So for example, this is pretty cool because we have a customer that was asking us to incorporate a piece of barbed wire into a guitar, and we've done like a sample for him. And
So is that actually?
Yeah, so this is rubber. This is like a silicone from AliExpress or whatever. We just got it as a sample. But these two are actual steel barbed wires.
It's like a graphic.
Kind of, yeah. But when you look up close, it gives you like this three-dimensional effect.
That's awesome.
And we're probably gonna end up with this Razor one because it looks the most decent.
Yeah, that's
And
sick.
it actually looks like it's metal, so we liked it the most. This is approach number 2. So we can do a regular twill, we can do forged carbon, and we can do fabrics. I'm showing this fabric every time because it's like the easiest. We can print whatever you like on the fabric. There is like a slight difference with fabric tops, the cloth tops as we call them. They are slightly heavier than regular ones because we have to apply couple layers of fabric to achieve the best color, the best surface. That's not like a significant difference. We just have to mention it.
Is this not the coolest thing that you've ever seen? This is incredible. Also, this is available.
Yeah, this one is available for
Link in
to
description.
And there is a 4th option, and this is basically a wooden top. We use all sort of veneers, wooden veneers. We can cut your guitar shape We can do like a book match top. We can do like a single piece. Especially on the laminating stage, we can be creative. So those are the four options that are available here. And from that stage, we can proceed to a CNC, because after it's all been laminated, we have to close it with this bag, which is like a vacuum bag. Then we have to put resin inside, and we use this little chamber on the right for heating it up. It's got like a proper temperature that allows the material to harden, epoxy resin to cure and stuff. And from that point, after 12 hours, we can go to a CNC. That part's gonna be loud, FYI. We've started with Euler, so we can continue with Euler. We use the same material for the positive mold, and we do a negative mold for CNC as well. We can use this, or we can use MDF, as you can see on the right. So why do we have to make a mold for the guitar? Because we basically have to remove the excess material from it. We do cut around the entire shape, so we can attach the pieces together, we can glue them together, and we can fill them with graphene.
This is perfect timing to be filming this.
We've waited for that. Those are the guitars that are in different stages of being milled on a CNC. Right now we are removing the excess material after laminating. For example, this one has already been drilled. We have all the technical holes, we have the cavities and stuff. And from that we are ready for gluing the fretboard. I'm gonna show you the filling station. I don't know if we call that.
Thank you.
As I've already mentioned, we use graphene. Graphene is basically a material that we use to fill the guitars with, to maintain the proper amount of material inside. So it's like epoxy resin with some fillers to achieve a perfect density, all the perfect tonal resonance and stuff. And we can use that, or we can use different material. There is still to be decided what's the name for it. But we use like a lightweight material that can reduce the weight of the entire guitar by about 25-30%. About the fretboards, as you probably know, or some of you might not, we use Ridgelight fretboards. Ridgelight is basically paper compressed with resin, so those fretboards are really cool to work with. You can apply a lot of force when pressing in the frets. It doesn't bend, it doesn't dent. It kind of behaves like a wooden one, but in a good way. So it's not really doing anything with humidity. Like, you know, it's pretty resistant to humidity. It's pretty resistant to the temperature and stuff. We have to glue them together with the guitar, right? And after that, we have to sand it down. I can show you the sanding station, so you're gonna know the dirty work. We won't hide it from your viewers. Just so you know, everyone, it's not just a clean work. We have like a dirty station here. I mean, we clean in here, but it all gets messy, like carbon fiber dust. It has to be closed, it has to be ventilated and stuff, so it's healthy, so it's prepared properly. I mean, the gaff tape is probably not the best choice of materials here, but as long as it works, it's all fine. It's time for the clean stuff, which is a paint work.
Oh, I'm looking forward to the smell already.
This is pretty small space, and it's got LEDs in it, so it's gonna be going crazy.
Cool. Exposure adjustment real quick.
The problem with this color is that when you paint it, it hurts your eyes. Even when you work for the fretwork, it hurts your head. It's the brightest neon pink we've found so far.
Doesn't come across on camera how bright that is.
Oh yeah. We call it demon pink. That's the name for a reason, because it's like demonic when you have to work with it. Paintwork itself, it also has almost no limitations. So whatever you can think of, we can probably do it. For us, honestly, sky is the limit. Like we love getting creative. If you follow our social media, you can see that we can do crazy stuff. Honestly, if there's something unique you want to do, you can probably do it.
Process is exactly the same how they make like Formula One, pro boats. I mean, pretty much any pro equipment you can imagine that it's made out of carbon fiber. So custom shop is in US, that's the next step. Obviously they're gonna be bass guitars, like, I don't know, around the end of this year, maybe early next year. We'll try to. So this was introduced to me yesterday. It's not actually like sellable because there's not a truss rod in it. I mean, it is. You can order like a super light version. Okay. So these were like these two guitars, that one and the second one. So this one weighs 1.25 kilo. This one is 1.45. We just
If you're wondering how that's possible, because this looks normal to you, let me just...
yeah, they don't have
So this right now is just the shell that you saw earlier being made, and then there's no roofane filling in it.
but they do play, and they play.
I was gonna say, does this sound any good?
I mean, you can plug it in.
I don't know another guitar in my collection where I could do this.
Yeah.
Just casually. There's a link in the description. Buy what's available because these are really sick. I only came here because I know the brand from trade shows, and so I wanted to kind of get a deeper look. If these had been shit at the trade show booths, then I wouldn't have bothered to drive 13 hours to come here. I'll see you around. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.
See ya.